With Season 2 quickly approaching, here are 3 mistakes you want to avoid during the endgame. By endgame, I mean you've unlocked 8-star monsters, stuck farming for Wyvern Gem Shards, and drift smelting skills into your armor. I'm guessing most players are already in this stage of the game, and the tips that I'll be sharing are based on my personal experience. New monsters will be coming every season. That means new armor and new skills will shake up the game. So here are 3 mistakes you want to avoid. Mistake number 1. Not prioritizing weapon upgrades. Ever since Driftstones got added to Monster Hunter Now, it's become very tempting to upgrade armor pieces to grade 8 just to unlock their drift slots. But I'd advise against it. Upgrading armor pieces to grade 8 will use up 2 Wyvern Gem Shards. Wyvern Gem Shards you could have used for weapon upgrades. And in fact, weapon upgrades require more Wyvern Gem Shards, so you want to be careful when using this scarce resource. Weapon upgrades provide more value. It will boost up your damage and you'll be able to hunt higher star monsters more comfortably. When you upgrade your armor, you're only getting additional defense and 1 extra skill. And Driftstones don't even guarantee that you'll get the skill that you want. In my experience, I also struggle when it comes to gathering Rarity 3 materials like Monster Bone Plus, Earth Crystals, and Carpenter Bugs. Upgrading armors might use up these materials, and lacking these might potentially delay my weapon upgrades further. So, my suggestion is prioritize getting your weapons to grade 10 before you start upgrading your armor to grade 8. But there are some situations where your bag gets full and you still don't have enough mats to upgrade your weapon. If you feel like it's going to take a while before you can get the mats you need for weapon upgrades and you're already having a hard time managing your inventory, then feel free to upgrade your armor to make some space in your item box. Mistake number 2. Smelting without a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you're planning to fail. Drift smelting takes a lot of effort and the chances of getting the skill you want is very low. But when you do get the skill that you want, you will feel very happy. For a moment, because you suddenly realize that the skill that you wanted was drift smelted into the wrong armor piece. You can't switch them around, so instead of feeling happiness, you now feel very frustrated. To avoid this mistake, be sure to have a final build in mind with the specific skills you want. Then, be sure to drift smelt armor pieces you use the most for your builds. Getting a good skill on these armor pieces will provide extreme value to multiple loadouts. My simple strategy is to drift smelt the same skills that the armor piece already has. For example, I'll try to get an offensive guard drift skill onto the Barioth male to have offensive guard level 3. Then I'll try to drift smelt a thunder attack skill to the Toby waist to get thunder attack level 3. There is a small quality of life issue when it comes to drift skills and loadouts. Currently, your armor piece will always have the same drift skill equipped across all loadouts. So if you switch to another drift skill, it will change for all of your loadouts. For example, I'm using the Rado helm for multiple builds. For one loadout, I wanted to have offensive guard, and for the other loadout, let's say for example I wanted to have health boost. Every time I change the skill, it will also change for the other loadout. So just take note that every time you start a hunt, be sure that you have the right skills equipped. This is a quality of life issue that Niantic can easily address, and they are aware of the issue, so we can probably expect a fix soon. Mistake number 3. Relying too much on driftstones. When making builds, we shouldn't rely too much on getting necessary skills from driftstones. Instead, we should think of them as simply bonuses. I'll admit, it's fun to think about these perfect builds and the potential that driftstones provide, but these perfect builds will take a while to make. It's fun as a side project, but it shouldn't be a priority. Take your time walking and grinding and work towards improving your existing builds by adding bonus skills through driftstones. My plan is to augment my existing elemental builds with one more point of elemental attack from driftstones. If you augment an armor piece with level 2 elemental attack with one more extra point of elemental attack, then you will only need to equip 2 armor pieces to get elemental attack 5. With this, we will have more flexibility to equip other armor pieces. Armor pieces with either more defensive armor skills or more offensive skills. And that is the beauty of driftstones. Season 2 is arriving very soon, and new monsters like Kushaladaura, Kezu, and Basarios will be making their way to Monster Hunter now. And the most exciting part, we're getting a new weapon, the Gunlance. For sure, the meta will change, and we will need to adapt by making new armor sets and of course trying out the new Gunlance. So just be sure to take note of the potential mistakes when making your new builds. While we wait for Season 2, for now, check out my other videos right here.